The following is a presentation of RMG Sports, award-winning championship television.
From sports to music to family entertainment, Branson, Missouri always puts on a great show. Now the stage is moved to Lake Taneycomo in Branson Landing as Powerboat Nationals is ready to rock on Racer H2O. Race fans, welcome to Branson Landing, where this corner of Lake Taneycomo is once again a liquid super speedway for round number 2 of Powerboat Nationals running of the 2021 Branson Grand Prix Series. Hello again, everyone. Jared Romsberg here, along with Mikey Young and the rest of the Racer H2O crew. We have a full weekend of racing with the Pro Tunnel 1 boats competing in 2 separate races. The boats are on the water and getting ready for the first race, which is brought to you by the Branson Convention and Visitors Bureau. Branson, you won't believe it until you do. ExploreBranson.com. The Pro Tunnel 1 fleet has assembled on the front stretch on the pole, driving the number 7 Height House Engineering and Associates. The HEI number 7 is our 2018 Series champion Mark Jacob, riding under the Parakeet Pete zipline. Great view for those fans as the fleet goes into turn 1. Mike Lepadlo starts on the outside of row 1 for the first race. On the inside of row 2, Jim Robb, who was the winner of the first event in May here in Branson. Right outside of him, the Stars and Stripes of David McMurray in the Nashville Marine 57. John Eddy and Alyssa Sylvia round out the field here in race 1. Pat Whitcomb has the flag in his hand. Course Marshal Randy moves to the inside. Green flag here in Branson. Here we go. They're going to try to make it 3 wide. Is it going to the first turn? No! Mark Jacob on his lid in the first turn, and this race is under caution and stopped before it even got started. Mark Jacob hit the water hard in turn 1, putting the HEI boat on its lid. The Racer H2O onboard camera off of the boat, floating in Lake Taneycomo. Safety crew there in seconds. Let's take a look, fans. He goes into the first turn, and he just catches the water there, grabs the right front sponson and flips him over onto his lid. Goes Mark Jacob. Caution flag is out. Let's ride along with Jim Robb, who was in the second row. He'll give you a front row seat of this. Oh my, look at that. Cowling gets catapulted up into the air as everybody scatters around the debris. Oh, here's the shot you're looking for, fans. Branson, hold on, ride with Mark Jacob. Oh my, over he goes violently into Lake Taneycomo. Safety crew has him out of the water. Mark Jacob on his way to the pits to start working on the HEI boat to see if he can get it together for race number 2. Obviously disappointed. He had the pole here in race 1, but now, as we reform the fleet, Mike Lepadlo moves up to the pole. On the outside of him, Jim Robb in the 37. Boy, these two put on a whale of a show back in May with Jim Robb beating Mike Lepadlo to the hole shot. Let's see how they do this time. Green flag's out, fans. We're racing again in Branson. This time, Lepadlo gets the jump on Jim Robb. And here comes David McMurray on the inside of Jim Robb. Mike Lepadlo holds the lead as they come out of turn 4. Down to front stretch, here comes David McMurray on the inside. Side-by-side battle for second. David McMurray on the inside. He's going to take the position from Jim Robb. Jim Robb on the outside. David McMurray on the inside as they go into turn 1. McMurray's got the preferred line, the inside line around this rectangle. But here comes Jim Robb on the outside. They're going to go shoulder to shoulder down the backstretch. Side-by-side battle for second. Fireworks early here in Lake Taneycomo. Here they're going to go 3 wide into the turn. Oh, John Eddy came in, put his nose in there, thought better of it as they went into the turn. They were trying to go 3 wide. Not enough room as David McMurray and Jim Robb continue their battle for second down the front stretch. John Eddy, man, what a gutsy move. Robb on the outside, giving you a peek inside the cockpit, fans. You can see, whoa, he gets pushed out wide. David McMurray trying to send Jim Robb into the forest on the backstretch here at Lake Taneycomo. Gasp came up from the crowd here at Branson Landing as Jim Robb trying to catch up to the 57. Here they go. Cockpit goes up. Might have been a distraction for Jim Robb as he gets out of the throttle. Here comes John Eddy on the inside of him. Eddy now trying to pull up on the inside of Jim Robb as he takes off with 3rd place. John Eddy holding that inside line, but can he hold it as they go through the turns? Let's watch, fans. Nice and tight on those buoys. Don't cut a buoy. That's an automatic 1-lap deduction. John Eddy ran that turn almost perfectly. The double nickels of John Eddy. Last race here in May, fans, he was driving a borrowed boat, the Gulf Racing Fuels number 12. This time he said, I'm bringing my own boat, and he brought the 55. We're calling it the Darth Vader boat this year. It's got that really stealthy look about it. He's back and forth. We catch up with our leader, Mike LaPadlo. He's trying to stretch out his lead. He was a heartbreak kid in race 1 back in May here on Lake Taneycomo. Qualified first, but Jim Robb got him on the hole shot, got in front of him, and kept the 35 in second. This time, he's trying to keep the 57 back in second as David McMurray is flying up on the outside. Beautiful boat. In Powerboat Nationals May race here, David McMurray came with a volunteer orange boat. This time he put a beautiful red, white, and blue wrap on it, saluting all the fathers out there here on Father's Day Sunday. The NashvilleMarine.net HEI-sponsored 57 looking sharp on Lake Taneycomo as we have a ton of racing this weekend, fans. This is only race 1 of 2, and we're 6 laps in, but we've got to step out to a break. Don't go anywhere, fans. More Powerboat Nationals racing of round number 2 from the Branson Grand Prix Series on Racer H2O's coming up right after these words.
Racer H2O's coverage of Powerboat Nationals running of the 2021 Branson Grand Prix Series is brought to you by Branson Landing, where shopping, dining, and entertainment takes center stage. By the Branson Convention and Visitors Bureau. Branson, you won't believe it until you do. ExploreBranson.com. And by Towboat US. Towing you can trust. This segment of Racer H2O's coverage of the 2021 Branson Grand Prix Series is brought to you by Branson Landing, where shopping, dining, and entertainment takes center stage.
Fans, welcome back to Branson, where we've got about 5.5 laps left in this first race of 2 races here. Powerboat Nationals' second event. Whoa, right along with David McMurray. He goes into the wake of our leader, Mike LaPadlo, trying to catch up to him. Gotta watch going into that wake, fans. You can hook a sponson and wind up on your lid like we saw Mark Jacob do the first turns of this race. Jacob wound up on his lid, and our 2018 series champion out of the race, working on the HEI boat in the pits right now, trying to get it ready for race number 2 of this event. Jim Robb, who won race number 1 in the first event back in May, back in 3rd. The May race, his victory there was his first career victory, fans, in a 40-year career. Was finally able to get up on top of that podium, and he did it right here in Branson, Missouri, in front of the thousands of fans. Very special moment for him and his family to see that 37 finally get on top of the box. Back in 4th, it's John Eddy, and what we're calling the Darth Vader 55. It's got kind of a stealth fighter look, looking like the F-117 out there. One of the great appeals of these types of boats, fans, is the look on the water. They look like spaceships. They look like fighter jets out there on the water. And John Eddy certainly grabbing onto that theme with that stealth fighter look he's got there. But now we go back to this battle, possibly for the lead. David McMurray has been clawing his way up alongside of Mike LaPadlo. Goes wide out of that turn, but man, he hits the throttle hard now, and he's starting to chip away at Mike LaPadlo's lead with only 2 laps remaining in this race, fans. LaPadlo, not sure if there might be something wrong with the 35. Either way, 57. David McMurray using that outside line, carrying momentum through the turns, and here he goes. Now they've got a lapped boat in front of him. That's John Eddy back in 4th. Let's see what happens as we come up to the line. About a lap and a half remaining in his first race of 2 races here in Branson. Now David McMurray shoots to the inside. David McMurray now switching up his strategy, trying to go, and he's going to use this lapped boat of John Eddy's. The white flag is out, fans. We're on the final lap of this first race here in Branson. David McMurray now trying to climb on the inside once again, maybe kissing a buoy there. He didn't break it, didn't dislodge it, everything's okay. Mike LaPadlo, though, you know, he's got a little bit of sweat on his forehead now as that 57's starting to move up on him. Here they go, final turns of the first race, fans. David McMurray on the inside, gets blocked by John Eddy, but here they go. They're going to go side by side for the finish. Across the line they come. Too close to call. Who's got it? Mike LaPadlo wins. And I'm telling you, fans, he won by about a coat of paint on the nose of that 35. As we watch the replay of David McMurray, you can see he uses the inside line. John Eddy pushed the leader, Mike LaPadlo, wide, but LaPadlo was able to get some serious horsepower coming down the front stretch, and he just narrowly beat David McMurray in what I believe, fans, is the closest finish. Let's watch it here. This has got to be, and I'm told that it is, the closest finish in Powerboat Nationals Protonal 1 racing history. An incredible finish. Fans, we're only halfway done. We have a second race for you on this double feature at round number 2 of the Branson Grand Prix Series. We'll drop the green when we come back after this. for Powerboat Nationals of the Branson Grand Prix Series. David McMurray earned the pole. Jim Robb in the Titanic 37 starts on the outside of row 1, inside of row 2. Mike LaPadlo, your winner of race number 1 here this weekend. John Eddy on the outside of him. We ride along with Alyssa Sylvia back in 5th. Mark Jacob unable to get the HEI number 7 boat back out on the water after his violent flip on lap 0 of race 1 at this event. 2018 champion watching from the shore alongside of all the thousands of fans here at Branson Landing as now they come down on the backstretch. Pat Whitcomb once again has a green flag in his hand, ready to start this second half of the doubleheader at round number 2 of Branson. Course Marshal Randy Scott moves to the inside and green flags in the air. We're racing in Branson. This time Jim Robb explodes on the outside, beating David McMurray to the whole shot. McMurray now, he's going to fight on the inside. Side-by-side battle. The fans are loving this in Branson. Who's got the lead at the start? It's David McMurray. Side-by-side battle continues as it goes to turn 1. We are now on lap 1 of this 20-lap main event, race number 2 here in Branson. And David McMurray scoots to the front, and he's going to solidify his grip on the lead as Jim Robb has to watch in second as that rooster tail, the Nashville Marine 57, disappears on the horizon. David McMurray narrowly lost race number 1 here at this event. He lost it by about a couple millimeters of paint. He shot to the inside of Mike LaPadlo, and LaPadlo had just enough horsepower on the outside to get past him. The closest finished in Powerboat Nationals racing history, but this time McMurray's in the lead, and he wants there to be no doubt about his victory as he's staying well ahead of Jim Robb. Jim Robb in that Titanic sponsored 37. A lot of people gave Jim Robb a little bit of guff with the sponsor. I mean, what kind of boat would want the Titanic as a sponsor? But it's brought him a lot of luck, and it's a fantastic attraction here in Branson. The Titanic Museum is something you've got to check out. Back in 3rd is 35, Mike LaPadlo, the Michigan native, was the winner of the first race of this doubleheader here at round number 2 of the Branson Grand Prix Series. Back in the May event, LaPadlo dominated in qualifying, but Jim Robb beat him to the whole shot in the feature, took off with the lead, and kept the 35 to his rear. 37 won that event. LaPadlo returned the favor in the first half of this doubleheader, winning this one. And one guy still looking to get on the podium here in Powerboat Nationals in Branson is John Eddy. Had a solid run in 2019 in West Virginia, landing on the podium in Ravenswood. Has yet to see that kind of success here on Lake Taneycomo in Branson, Missouri. Again, fans, this is a fan favorite. Everybody calling this the Darth Vader boat. It's got that stealth fighter look to it. Very interesting wrap on the double nickels of John Eddy. But we've got to step out. We're going to ride with our leader, David McMurray. More racing from Branson coming up on Racer H2O after this.
This segment of Racer H2O's coverage of the 2021 Branson Grand Prix Series is brought to you by the Branson Convention and Visitors Bureau. Branson, you won't believe it until you do. ExploreBranson.com.
Fans, welcome back to Lake Taneycomo here in beautiful Branson, Missouri, where we're riding along with our leader, David McMurray, looking to go wire to wire in this event. He took the lead at the start, hasn't looked back, starting to put some of the back markers a lap down. Just got by Alyssa Sylvia. Now he's going to get by John Eddy as the 55 moves back a lap down. 4 laps to go in this event. David McMurray, he's been on the podium here in Branson in a Pro Tunnel 2 boat as well as a Pro Tunnel 1 boat, has never won a Powerboat Nationals race, and he's on his way to making history here in Branson, just like Jim Robb did. The 37 won his first race back in May here on Lake Taneycomo after a 40-year career, finally getting on top of the podium. So Branson, Missouri quickly becoming the place for drivers to make career best history, winning here in front of the huge crowd at Branson Landing. Mike LaPadlo, he's been on top. He won race number 1 of this doubleheader here this weekend, Father's Day weekend in Branson. The Gaylord, Michigan driver Mike LaPadlo started 3rd and has not been able to advance past that. Just can't get that 35 Walloon Central boat up alongside of this 37 boat, the Titanic boat driven by Jim Robb. Back in 4th, well, they're putting on a little bit of a show here. Now, both of these boats are already a lap down, fans, but the fans here at Branson Landing are loving this side-by-side shootout on Lake Taneycomo with Alyssa Sylvia in the Gulf Racing Fuels 13 on the outside, John Eddy on the inside. They're putting a show on for the fans here at Branson Landing, and man, they are eating it up, loving this battle between those two. Just bragging rights on the line with them as we see the white flag come out for David McMurray. Again, fans, if he's able to get through these last 4 left-hand turns, David McMurray will win his first career race. And man, they are going to be celebrating back in Nashville, Tennessee. David McMurray, the owner of Nashville Marine and this NashvilleMarine.net HEI-sponsored 57. Here he comes out of turn 4. He goes wide to salute the fans. It's Stars and Stripes forever in Branson. David McMurray crosses the line to win race number 2 of the second round of the Branson Grand Prix Series. Jim Robb finishes second. Mike LaPadlo comes in third. Fans, don't move. We'll meet both winners in the post-race show at Branson Landing after this.
Branson, stay where the Powerboat Nationals action is. Stay at Hilton's of Branson. Shop, dine, play, and stay at Branson Landing and Hilton's of Branson.
Racer H2O's coverage of Powerboat Nationals running of the 2021 Branson Grand Prix Series was brought to you by the Branson Convention and Visitors Bureau. Branson, you won't believe it until you do. ExploreBranson.com.
Fans, welcome back to Branson Landing here in Branson, where for the first time in his career, David McMurray is taking that checkered flag around, saluting the fans and doing his victory lap here on Lake Taneycomo as we welcome you to the Branson post-race show. Branson, Missouri, you won't believe it until you do. ExploreBranson.com. Let's take a look at the results of the first race of this doubleheader. David McMurray and Jim Robb on the podium. But now let's go to the winner's circle where our winner is standing by with Mikey Young.
Hey, here with Mike LaPadlo. Mike, great race out there. Boy, and how tight was that at the end?
Oh, it was tight. It was a good race. Yesterday we had a good time. The guys pushed me all the way with David McMurray here, and I couldn't be happier. You know what I mean?
You know, it looked like you were going to go pretty much almost wire to wire in that race right there. But then right at the end, John Eddy, who was a back marker at the time, kind of got in your way and pushed you wide. It looked like McMurray was going to catch you on that inside.
Yeah, I was kind of worried there in a minute, but then I trimmed it out a little more and pushed it harder.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, that was probably the closest powerboat race I ever seen. I got to say, you know, hats off and congratulations. And congratulations to you and your sponsors as well. And I'm sure you got a lot of those.
Yeah, I got Walloon Central Sports help me out. You know, those guys up in Walloon Lake. You know, if you ever come to Northern Michigan, come see Scott. He'll take care of you. Dave McMurray of Nashville Marine, he helps me out with some parts too. So good guys over there. And my buddy Eric that comes down for both times we came down here. You know, if it wasn't for him telling him, hey man, let's go 18-hour drive here, I probably wouldn't have been here.
Mike LaPadlo, your winner of race number 1 of this doubleheader, could only muster a third place finish in race number 2 behind Jim Robb, and Mikey Young is standing by in the winner's circle with the winner of race number 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're here with Nashville Marine's David McMurray. David, congratulations. Great race today, and I understand that's your first one.
It is. It's my first one. I've been a heat winner, but I've never won overall for the weekend. That's awesome.
Now, you know, I read on your announcer form when we were back here in May, it was your daughter's 14th birthday. Now you're taking a win that you can go home and you can take the trophy home to her now.
That's right. I cannot wait. She's a little gymnast, and she wins all the time. Daddy never wins. So now Daddy's got a trophy to take home, first place.
Tell me, besides being here and being in the Powerboat Nationals, what's one of your favorite things about coming to Branson, Missouri?
You know, I've always said this is our favorite venue to race at. This is also, you can do everything here. You can shop, you can dine, you can see the races. We don't go anywhere. We stay right here.
Well, fans, it has been another fantastic weekend of racing here at Branson Landing on Lake Taneycomo. We always have a great time when we're in Branson, always filled with thrills, spills, all kinds of action here on the water with Powerboat Nationals racing. We can't wait for the next round number 3 in July. We hope you're back and you join us in Branson for this event. Congratulations to our winners in this doubleheader. The winner of race number 1 from Gaylord, Michigan was 35, Mike LaPadlo. And in the second race, the winner of his first ever Powerboat Nationals Pro Tonal 1 race from Nashville, Tennessee, the Nashville Marine sponsored number 57 of David McMurray. Fans, thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire Racer H2O crew, I'm Jared Romsberg. If we don't see you in Branson, we'll see you 24/7 at RacerH2O.com.